Stop waiting. Success starts with the person in the mirror. This book is not a pep talk, it is a blueprint. For the next hour, every strategy, every rule, every uncomfortable truth will force one idea. Responsibility beats hope. Action beats planning. The self is the engine. Change habits, reprogram choices, and refuse small thinking. Listen, repeat, act, because success starts with you, and it starts now. No excuses, no delay. Commit, repeat, now, begin. Chapter 1. Own the mirror, because blame is expensive. Look in the mirror, say it out loud. This is the starting line. No excuses live here. Responsibility is not a punishment, it is power. You have a choice, you always have a choice. Blame is expensive. Blame wastes time, attention, and will. Blame hides leverage. Blame makes victims comfortable and losers proud. If progress is the goal, blame is the thief. That's the key. Own the mirror. Begin with a ritual. A ritual beats emotion. The mirror check is simple. Every morning, face yourself for 90 seconds. Say one thing owned. Say one thing fixed. Be specific. Not work on marketing. Say, I own the weekly reporting. I will deliver the report by 10 a.m. on Friday. Repeat, if it's not fixed, it's mine. Say it like a command. Say it like you mean it. The mirror check looks like this. I own missed deadlines in Project X. I will fix by setting 3 deadlines this week and owning follow-up calls. I own. If it's not fixed, it's mine. Short, brutal, non-negotiable. Do it every morning. You have a choice. You can keep blaming, or you can claim the problem and change it. That's the key. Now the example. There was a manager in a mid-sized operations team. Productivity stalled for months. Meetings grew longer. Fingers pointed at staff, tools, and the market. The manager stopped the blame. He scheduled one mirror check for himself. He wrote, I own the weekly workflow. I will map every handoff by Wednesday. He owned it. He called the team, mapped the process, found 2 bottlenecks, and fixed them within 1 week. Output doubled over the next month. No magic, just ownership. Small ownership, big results. Own it, then fix it. Ownership looks like decisions. It looks like actions. It looks like responsibility. It is not passive. It is not waiting for permission. You don't need their permission. Permission is optional. Action is mandatory. Here are the practical rules to own the mirror. Identify the gap. Name it. Be surgical. Use facts. Use numbers. Don't couch it in feelings. Sales down becomes sales down 18% QQ in segment A. Precise language turns panic into a plan. You have a choice. Name the thing. Claim the problem. Say, I own this. Write it. Tell one teammate. Accountability changes behavior. Claiming shifts the locus of control back to you. That's the key. Act immediately. Make the smallest fix today. A 5-minute email, a clarified deadline, a quick call. Action converts claim into momentum. You don't need their permission. Move. Log the outcome. Every Friday, update a simple ownership log. 1 column, problem. 2nd column, action taken. 3rd column, status. Repeat the mantra. If it's not fixed, it's mine. Repeat it until it's automatic. The weekly ownership log is your scoreboard. It is not long. It is 5 lines. It is brutal. It reads like this. Problem: missed client follow-up. Action: scheduled recurring reminder and 10-minute prep. Status: ongoing. Problem: sloppy onboarding handoff. Action: created checklist and trained 2 people. Status: fixed. Make the log sacred. Review it on Sunday night. That review is where excuses die. That review is where discipline wins. Listen to how small actions compound.
The manager fixed 2 handoffs. He did not overhaul the entire department. He fixed 2 things. He kept the mirror check for 30 days. He kept the log. Each fix made the next fix easier. Momentum accumulates. That's how change scales. You have a choice. Choose to compound. Language matters. Use language that assigns ownership. We failed is weak. I failed is powerful when you mean you will act. They didn't deliver is a blame loop. I will secure delivery is a plan. Replace vague with exact. Replace blame with claim. Repeat the phrase, own it, then fix it. Say it now. Say it again. Repeat it until your voice sounds like a tool. This chapter is not about guilt, it is about utility. It is not about confessing sin, it is about creating leverage. Responsibility is the only predictable lever for change. When everything is owned, nothing is accidental. Decisions become deliberate, results become replicable. That's the key. Expect friction, expect resistance. People will be defensive when you start owning. Expect that. Keep the ritual, keep the log, keep the phrase, if it's not fixed, it's mine. Hold the line. Discipline beats comfort. Discipline beats blame. Here are 3 scripts to use when ownership feels awkward. To a teammate, I own the delivery problem. I will run the weekly check and update you by Thursday. To your boss, I own that customer churn increased. I will present a 3-step plan on Monday. To yourself, I own my inconsistency. I will perform the mirror check every morning and track results. Short sentences, clear commitments, no bargaining, no permission, no excuses. This chapter closes with a daily micro-habit. Do the mirror check. Write 1 line in the ownership log. Take 1 small corrective action. Repeat, repeat, repeat. You have a choice. Use it. You have now learned the mechanism. You have learned the ritual. You have learned the small tools that compound into results. Own the mirror. Make responsibility your default setting. Own it, then fix it. If it's not fixed, it's mine. You mastered blame. You reclaimed control. Now let's cut the noise and lock focus.
Chapter 2. Cut the noise. Cut the clutter. Cut the list. Clarity is not a nice to have. Clarity is a weapon. You have a choice. Use it. Choice overload kills momentum. Too many options become paralysis. Notifications become obligations. Meetings become habit. The result is busyness without progress. That's the key. Stop trading depth for distraction. Here is the rule. 2 choices every day. Not 10, not 5, 2. 1 priority, 1 boundary. Repeat it. Say it now. 1 priority, 1 boundary. You have a choice. Make that choice before the day begins. What is the priority? The single task that moves the needle most. Not urgent, not comfortable, highest leverage. It must be measurable. A launch step, a sales call, a draft finished. Name it. Make it specific. Finished draft of Chapter 2 beats work on writing. What is the boundary? The protection for that priority. A time block, a rule, a no. It is your guardrail. No meetings before 2 p.m. No social scrolling until 6 p.m. No email until after deep work. 1 priority, 1 boundary. That's the key. Morning ritual. At 8 a.m., run the short checklist. Priority, action, finish. That is your hour 1 ritual. Protect it. Guard it like a client meeting. The checklist is brutal. It forces clarity. The checklist reads like this. Priority. State it in 1 line. Action. State the first action to take now. Finish. Set a finish time or deliverable for today. Repeat at 8 a.m. every morning. Small list, big outcome. Repeat that phrase. Small list, big outcome. Real example. A founder started alone. Tasks everywhere. Email, design, sales, support. He wore all hats. Revenue stagnated. Burnout rose. He switched to the 2-choice system. Each morning he wrote 1 priority, closed 3 qualified demos, 1 boundary, No new feature work today. He blocked 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for calls. He refused everything that conflicted. Results followed. Close rate tripled. Revenue grew from $5K per month to $18K per month in 6 months. Meetings cut by 40%. Product improvements waited until they mattered. Focus created leverage. That's the key. You have a choice here, too. You can keep being busy, or you can be productive. Busy is cheap. Productive is rare. Productive wins. Rules to apply now. Night prep. Before bed, pick tomorrow's one priority. Pick one boundary. Write them down. Sleep on the decision. Waking up with clarity is a superpower. You have a choice. Use it. The 8 a.m. checklist. When the alarm hits, read the priority and boundary. Run priority, action, finish. That is your hour 1 ritual. Protect it. Guard it like a client meeting. Time block like a surgeon. Block the priority. No interruptions. Silence phones. Turn off notifications. You don't need their permission to protect your time. Say the line out loud. I will not be interrupted between 9 and 11. Make it visible on your calendar. Use the no script. When someone asks for time, say, I can't take that today. My priority is X. I will be available on Y. Short, firm, no guilt, no debate. You don't need their permission to be deliberate. Weekly review. On Friday, compare outputs to the priority list. Did the priority move the needle? If not, adjust. If yes, repeat. Small list, big outcome. People will resist. Colleagues will push back. Bosses will argue. That is normal. Boundaries create friction. Friction is a measurement. Stand by your boundary. You have a choice. Keep it. Language shapes action. Replace I'll try with I will finish. Replace I have to with I choose to. Replace busy with productive. That's the key. Now, practical pushback handling. When your manager asks for another deliverable, say, I can deliver that next Tuesday. Today I'm completing X, which removes our blocker. When a client wants a change mid-sprint, say, I can schedule that after this priority. If it's urgent, tell me which of the current tasks I should deprioritize. Be concrete, be short. You don't need their permission to be deliberate. Tools are not the solution. Tools enable the disciplined. A calendar without rules is clutter. The calendar must enforce the one priority rule. Color the priority block red. Make it non-negotiable. If a meeting request appears, block the time elsewhere. That's the key. This system is not about perfection. It is about direction. It is about consistent small wins. One clear choice compounds. One protected boundary compounds. One day at a time. Small list, big outcome. Practice this for 30 days. Night prep, 8 a.m. checklist, time block, no script, weekly review, measure progress. Measure it in outputs, not hours. Ask 3 questions each evening. Did the priority move the needle? Did the boundary hold? What will be tomorrow's priority? Remember the founder. He didn't invent a new productivity hack. He cut the noise. He chose. He defended the boundary. You have a choice. Choose focus. Choose discipline. Choose results. It's not about being busy. It's not about looking productive. It's not about being everywhere. It's about disciplined focus. It's not about multitasking. It's about deliberate single tasking. It's not about frenzy. It's about ritual. That's the key. You are clearing space. You are creating leverage. You are leveling up control. You have a choice. Use it. You narrowed the battlefield. You learned to protect the fight. Now you must become the fight. Habits create identity. They make the priority automatic.
Chapter 3. Habits build identity. Act like who you want to be. Habits are not small things. Habits are the architecture of identity. Every action votes for the person you will become. You have a choice. Choose the votes that count. Identity follows action, not the other way around. Waiting to feel like someone is a delay tactic. Action creates feeling. Action proves identity. Do the thing the best version of you would do. Say it, do it, repeat it. This chapter is simple in theory and brutal in practice. Pick one tiny behavior, make it non-negotiable, repeat it until the voice that used to complain is silenced by muscle memory. That is how identities change. That is how lives change. That's the key. Listen to this real example. An athlete hit a plateau. Weak mornings, skipped drills. The coach didn't redesign the entire program. He gave one instruction, a 5-minute mobility and visualization routine every morning before breakfast. 5 minutes, no negotiation, no more excuses. The athlete did it for 30 days. Energy improved, focus sharpened, training quality rose, results followed. The small habit rewired identity. The athlete began saying, "I am someone who prepares." The label stuck because the behavior stuck. Identity built itself from 5 minutes a day. The same works for leaders. A CEO stopped skipping post-meeting summaries. For 30 days, she wrote one sentence after every meeting, one decision, one owner, one due date. That 5-minute habit killed ambiguity. Meetings became action. Teams began moving. The CEO became a leader who delivers clarity. Revenue rose, stress fell. 5 minutes turned into trust. 5 minutes became identity. You have a choice. Choose the small action. Do not confuse complexity with effectiveness. It's not about talent, it's about discipline. It's not about perfect systems, it's about daily reps. You don't need their permission to be disciplined. Permission is optional. Discipline is mandatory. Here is the working model. 4 steps, short. Apply them. Pick one identity-size habit. Choose the smallest useful action that proves the person you want to be. Not be more productive. Pick write 250 words, or do 5 minutes of planning, or make one sales call before lunch. Small, measurable, repeatable. Do the thing the best version of you would do. Make it non-negotiable. Treat it like a meeting with a client. Block it on the calendar. Silence notifications. Place visual cues. If the habit is writing, put a blank document on your desktop. If the habit is exercise, place shoes by the bed. You don't need their permission. Protect the time. Anchor it to an existing routine. Anchor it to breakfast, to your shower, to the first email check. Anchoring reduces friction. The habit becomes automatic. Each anchor is a vote for identity. Track it publicly to yourself. A 1-line daily log. Date, habit, done or not done. No essays, no excuses. Results come from consistency, not motivation. Repeat the central phrase, do the thing the best version of you would do. Say it before the habit, say it after. Repeat it until it is reflexive. Now the 30-day micro-habit plan. Use this exact template. It is engineered for consistency and for identity shift. Follow it without reinvention for 30 days. Days 1 to 5, establish the anchor. Pick one 5-minute habit. Example, write 250 words or 5 minutes of focused planning, or make one sales call before lunch. Small, measurable, repeatable. Do the thing the best version of you would do. Do it every day, log it. That's 5 doses of identity. Days 6 to 10, add ritual. Begin with the mantra, do the thing the best version of you would do. Add a tiny prompt, 1 line in your log on what was gained today. Keep the habit strict, no skips. Days 11 to 15, increase intent. Turn 5 minutes into 6 minutes, or keep 5 minutes but add one measurable output. 250 words becomes 300 words. Share the log with yourself publicly, a dedicated note or a pinned message. This raises cost of skipping. Days 16 to 20, add accountability. Tell one person, I'm doing this 30-day habit. I will report progress every Sunday. Keep the report to 1 sentence. Short accountability beats silent inconsistency. Days 21 to 25, reinforce identity language. Each night, answer one prompt. How did the best version behave today? Write 1 line, read it in the morning. The question rewires attention. Days 26 to 30, cement and scale. Keep the habit daily. Add a tiny increase if sustainable. After day 30, reflect.
Did the habit feel like part of the person? If yes, keep it and consider scaling slowly. If no, refine and repeat another 30-day cycle. This plan is not flexible by accident. The constraints force repetition. Repetition builds automaticity. Automaticity forms identity. Now the tools. Use the simplest trackers, a notebook, a calendar event, a habit app. The tool choice is irrelevant if you don't show up. Show up. That's the work. Language matters. Use declarative sentences. Replace "I'll try" with "I will do." Replace "maybe" with "done." Replace "later" with "now." That's the key. Your words shape your actions. Expect resistance. Days will be boring. Days will be tempting to skip. That is not failure. That is testing. Keep the ritual. Do the habit anyway. Say the mantra. Repeat, do the thing the best version of you would do. You have a choice. Choose the small win. Measure progress in outcomes, not feelings. Did the work get done? Did performance improve? Did clarity rise? Did confidence rise? Small changes in behavior compound into large shifts in reality. That is what identity looks like. Practical scripts to survive gaps. Missed morning? Do the habit before dinner. I missed the morning anchor. I'm doing the habit now. Short, honest, move on. Lost motivation? Read your one-line log for the last 7 days. Motivation is built, not found. Pressure to scale too fast? Keep the 5-minute rule. Small wins compound. Big jumps break habits. Habits protect you from mood. Habits protect you from chaos. Habits make the person you want inevitable. It's not about inspiration, it's about discipline. It's not about waiting, it's about doing. You don't need their permission. This is your daily architecture. Build it, maintain it. Vote every day for who you want to be. That is responsibility. That is leverage. That is power. You have reshaped small actions into identity. You have learned how to choose tiny behaviors and make them automatic. You have a plan for the next 30 days. Now, make the commitment. You have a choice. Choose to decide. Choose to act. Choose to become. You have rewired identity. You moved from hoping to proving. Now, let's lock decisions so they stick.
Chapter 4. Decisions over motivation. Make bets, not promises. Decide first, then move. Stop waiting for mood. Stop waiting for feeling. Motivation is a weather pattern. Decisions are architecture. You have a choice. Use the decision. Motivation fades. Motivation lies. Motivation is unreliable. That's the truth. That's the key. A decision does not fade. A decision creates a frame. Decide, then don't argue with the decision. Say it, lock it, live it. This chapter teaches one brutal skill. Convert desire into a binary bet. A bet is clear. It has measurable outcomes. It has a deadline. It has consequences. No wiggle room, no excuses, no debate. No debate, only deadlines. What is a bet? A simple template will do. Use this sentence every time. I decide to action by deadline, and I will measure success by metric. Add a stake. A stake can be reward or penalty. The stake makes the bet real. The stake changes behavior. You have a choice. Pick a stake that hurts or helps enough to matter. Example template. Decision. I decide to make 50 sales calls this week. Deadline, by Friday 5 p.m. Metric. Logged 50 calls in CRM and 10 qualified demos booked. Stake. If I miss, I will donate $200 to a charity I dislike. If I hit it, I will reward myself with one paid dinner. Decide, then don't argue with the decision. Real-world example. A sales rep was stuck. Performance was inconsistent. He waited for feeling like calling. Results stalled. He turned desire into a bet. He decided 80 outbound dials per week. He added a deadline and a public stake.
He told his manager and 2 colleagues. He logged each call publicly. No debate, only deadlines. Calls rose, conversations increased, demos rose, revenue grew. The rep's quota went from missed to exceeded. The difference was not talent, it was structure. It was the bet. That's the key. Commitment devices eliminate debate. Use them. Here are reliable devices. Public commitment. Tell one accountable person. Send the decision in writing. Post it in a team chat or in a public note. Social cost changes behavior. You have a choice. Use that pressure. Financial stakes. Put money where your mouth is. A missed decision costs cash. Pay a friend or a charity if the bet fails. Money sharpens action. Calendar enforcement. Block time. Treat the block like a meeting. No rescheduling without a new bet. You don't need their permission to protect your calendar. Immediate measurement. Track daily. Make the metric visible. A simple tracker works. Number done versus number required. Red is danger. Green is success. No ambiguity. Loss framing. Humans avoid loss more than they seek gain. Frame the bet as losing something rather than gaining. If I don't hit 50 calls, I lose $200. Beats, if I hit 50 calls, I get $200. Make decisions binary. Do not allow maybe or try. Try is an escape hatch. Decisions remove the hatch. Decide, then don't argue with the decision. How to set useful decisions. Follow this rule set. Small enough to be achievable, big enough to matter. Specific enough to measure. Vague is failure. Time-boxed. Deadlines force velocity. Staked. Add consequence. No stakes, no change. Examples of good decisions. I decide to write 1,000 words by Sunday night. Success is 1,000 words in document. Stake, $100 donation if failed. I decide to run 3 targeted outreach emails per day for 9 business days. Success is replies from at least 5 prospects. Stake, dinner for the team if achieved. I decide to cold audit my funnel and implement 3 fixes by Thursday. Success is 3 deploys. Stake, no TV for a week if failed. Decision quality beats motivation. Habits matter, but a habit without clear decision structure will wobble. Decide and enforce, that's the key. Weekly decision review. This is non-negotiable. Every Sunday, run a short audit. The review is 3 questions. Was the decision met? Yes or no? What specifically worked? 1 sentence. What is the next decision? 1 sentence. Keep it brutal. Keep it short. No essays, no excuses. If the decision failed, pay the stake. Clean the ledger, then place the next bet. A failed bet is data, not shame. Learn and repeat. No debate, only deadlines. Scripts to use when pressured to change decisions. To a boss, I decided to finish X by Friday. If this is urgent, which of my current deliverables should I deprioritize? Short, clear, forces a trade-off. You don't need their permission to state the trade. To a colleague, I've committed to Y today. I can help after I complete this block at 3 p.m. Firm, polite, unapologetic. To yourself, this is the decision, no debate, execute. Tactics for staying honest. Log progress publicly. A Slack message, a shared spreadsheet. Visible trackers remove private excuses. Use an accountability partner. Weekly check-ins. 2 minutes of status. Simple, brutal. Automate reminders, calendar, alarms, and a visible checklist. Remove friction. When the bet is big, break it into mini-bets. If launching a product, bet on milestones, prototype, user test, first 10 users, first revenue. Each mini-bet builds confidence. Each win compounds. Decide, then don't argue with the decision. Language matters. Repeat the phrases. Speak them aloud. Decide, then don't argue with the decision. No debate, only deadlines. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Make them rituals. Remember the difference between desire and decision. Desire whispers, decision commands. Desire fades, decision remains. It structures the day. It eliminates the chaos of indecision. That's the key. Accept discomfort. Decisions are hard because they force trade-offs. That is a feature, not a bug. Trade-offs reveal priorities. Priorities reveal destiny. You have a choice. Choose to trade. This chapter is about clarity and enforcement. It's about removing the soft language that lets you fail. It's about making bets that move reality. It's not about motivation. It's about discipline. It's not about inspiration. It's about structure. You don't need their permission. You converted desire into action. You learned how to bet and how to enforce. You created a weekly review system. Now you must remove the external tax on progress. Next, we will expose a silent thief of momentum. Now let's talk about the true cost of seeking others' approval.
Chapter 5. The Silent Cost of Seeking Approval. Approval is expensive. It looks small. It feels like comfort. But it taxes everything that matters. Every yes to please someone is a no to your mission. You have a choice. Choose value over validation. Approval costs. Value pays. Listen closely. Approval is a slow leak. It drains focus. It dilutes strategy. It expands scope into what pleases others instead of what creates outcomes. That's the key. Approval makes decisions soft. Soft decisions create weak results. You have a choice. Start with the truth. Most people make decisions to be liked. They hedge language to avoid conflict. They design products to please the loudest voices. They change branding to avoid critique. That is a tax. That tax reduces clarity. It reduces speed. It reduces profit. It reduces freedom. It is not accidental. It is a choice. You have a choice. Here is the primary test. After every major decision, ask one question. Ask it out loud. Write it down. Did this decision serve value or approval? Repeat it. Make it immediate. Make it brutal. That prompt is your lighthouse. Use it after calls. Use it after proposals. Use it after design choices. Use it after hiring decisions. Did this decision serve value or approval? Now the example. A freelance designer built a steady roster. Clients praised the work. The designer started saying yes to every revision. Make it softer. Add more colors. Make it safer. Each yes added time and reduced distinctiveness. Projects slowed, margins shrank. The designer took lower fees to keep clients happy. Revenue stalled, satisfaction dropped. Then she changed the metric. She started asking, does this change increase user conversion? Does it communicate the brand boldness? She introduced a simple approval filter. If a requested change didn't move the metric, it was declined or reprioritized. She began choosing clients who valued clarity over constant tweaks. She charged more. She delivered faster. In 6 months, she doubled revenue and halved revision cycles. Approval costs. Value pays. That's the key. This chapter gives you a system. 4 practical moves. Short. Deploy them today. The decision filter, value versus approval. Before saying yes, run the filter. 2 columns, value, approval. Write the expected outcome under value. Under approval, write who it pleases. If value has measurable impact, proceed. If it's only approval, push back or decline. You have a choice. Use it. The one-line rejection script. When something is approval-driven, use a short script. Example. That change doesn't move the core metric. It can be scheduled for phase 2. For now, the priority is X. Short, firm, respectful.
no debate. You don't need their permission to protect deliverables. The client alignment statement. For projects, set expectations early. One sentence at the start. This project's success is measured by metric. Revisions that don't improve this metric will be considered out of scope. Put it in the contract. Put it in the kickoff. That statement reduces approval creep. That's the key. The journaling prompt, immediate and repeated. After every client call or major choice, answer this in your notes. Did this decision serve value or approval? One line, no paragraphs. Be honest. Repeat nightly. Review the week's prompts. Patterns reveal the tax. Patterns create change. You have a choice. Language is your tool. Replace weasel phrases. Replace maybe with decide. Replace I think with the metric says. Replace can we circle back with that's out of scope for now. It's not about being liked, it's about discipline. It's not about everyone agreeing, it's about aligned outcomes. Repeat, approval costs, value pays. That's the key. Expect resistance. People will call you rigid. They will equate refusal with arrogance. That is inevitable. That pressure is useful. It tests whether the request is value-driven or approval-driven. If it's approval-driven, let it hit friction. Hold the boundary. You have a choice. Now, the behavioral scripts. Use these in real interactions. To a client asking endless cosmetic tweaks, that change won't improve our conversion. If it's important to you, we can add it in phase 2. Today, we prioritize the elements that drive results. To a manager requesting a pleasing metric that adds no value, how does this move our main KPI? If it doesn't, I suggest focusing on X, which will. To yourself when tempted to please, am I doing this to be liked or to win? If it's for liking, stop. If it's to win, continue. Measure the effect. Set a small, trackable metric. For 1 month, count every decision that passes your value versus approval filter. Track the percentage that are value-driven. Aim to increase that percentage weekly. If approval-driven decisions dominate, change the process, change the contract, change the inbox rules. That's the key. Boundaries reduce chaos. Boundaries increase speed. Boundaries free resources. Saying no to approval is saying yes to leverage. You don't need their permission to say no. Tools to help. Use a visible contract clause about scope and metrics. Use a simple checklist in your meeting notes with the filter question. Use a weekly approval audit, 5 minutes every Friday to review calls and decisions. Use the journaling prompt daily. Did this decision serve value or approval? One line, no paragraphs. Be honest. This is not cruelty. It is efficiency. It is not about rejecting people. It is about rejecting noise. It is not about being cold. It is about being intentional. You have a choice. Change will feel awkward at first. Some relationships will fray. Some small wins will be missed. That is the cost of reallocation. The long-term result is clarity. The long-term result is speed. The long-term result is increased ability to deliver what actually matters. Approval costs, value pays. That's the key. Close with a daily commitment. Tonight, do 3 things. 1. Write 1-sentence contract clause applying the value versus approval filter. 2. After your next call, answer the journaling prompt in 1 line. 3. Enforce 1 boundary. Decline 1 non-value request. Small actions, big signal. Make them habitual. You have reduced the approval tax. You have reclaimed decision power. You have a clearer engine for progress. You have a choice. Choose value. Choose discipline. You exposed the tax of others' approval. You protected your output. Now it's time to treat failure like feedback and accelerate learning.
Chapter 6. Fail fast, fix faster. Make discomfort a measure. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is the signal. Fail fast, learn quicker, move. You have a choice. Treat failure like punishment, or treat it like data. That's the key. Most teams treat failure like a crime. They hide it. They analyze forever. They delay. That behavior kills momentum. Paralysis follows. The result is slower learning. The result is wasted months. That's avoidable. Decide to behave differently. Decide to run experiments. Decide to shorten feedback loops. You don't need their permission to test. This chapter teaches how to normalize fast experiments. It teaches how to fix faster. It teaches how to make discomfort the measurement tool. It is not theoretical. It is procedural. Short sentences, clear steps. Repeat. Fail quick, learn quicker, move. First truth. Speed beats perfect. Waiting for a perfect product is the slowest path to product-market fit. Perfection consumes resources. Perfection delays feedback. You have a choice. Ship the smallest test. Measure what matters. Iterate. Second truth. Experiments must be designed to fail or succeed clearly. Vague experiments produce vague conclusions. Set a clear hypothesis. Set a measurable metric. Set a deadline. Add a stop condition. That's the key. Experiment template. Minimum viable experiment, MVE. Hypothesis. If we add feature X to the landing flow, conversion will increase by 20%. Metric. Landing conversion rate, tracked daily. Duration, 7 days. Sample size, 1,000 unique visitors or equivalent. Success rule. Conversion plus 20% sustained for at least 3 days. Stop rule. No improvement after 7 days or negative impact greater than 10%. Next step. If success, scale to A/B test across pages. If fail, revert and test alternative Y. Fail quick, learn quicker, move. Another template. 24-hour smoke test. Build a single landing page. Run a small ad spend. Measure clicks, signups, and interest. If signups greater than X in 24 hours, validate demand. If signups less than X, change headline or offer and retest. Cheap and fast. Cheap wins over delayed perfection. Real-world example. A product team was stuck for 9 months. Roadmap had 10 big features. Each feature took 6 weeks. Users left. The team switched to experiments. They deployed stripped-down tests, a landing page for a feature, a concierge version for early users, a Wizard of Oz demo for the back-end. They ran one experiment every 5 days instead of one every 6 weeks. Time to feedback fell from 90 days to 7 days. They found product-market fit in 3 months instead of 9. Activation rose 35%. Churn fell. The team learned faster. The team shipped smarter. That is iteration discipline. That is the real leverage. You have a choice. Use it. Practical rules for rapid experiments. Make the smallest possible test. Strip features. Reduce scope. Do less than you think you need. The smallest test gives the fastest answer. Fail quick. Learn quicker. Move. Define one metric. One metric only. Multiple metrics cause debate. Pick the metric that proves or disproves the hypothesis. Write it down, publish it, share it. No ambiguity. Time box everything. Set clear deadlines. 1-day tests, 7-day tests, 2-week sprints. Once the clock ends, stop. If the data is unclear, run a follow-up with a refined hypothesis. Time forces decisions. Add a stop condition. Decide before running the experiment when you will stop. A stop rule protects resources and prevents sunk cost fallacy. Use cheap simulations. Fake it till you validate. Concierge support.
manual processes, landing pages with fake purchase flows, Wizard of Oz prototypes. Real users, simple delivery. You don't need their permission to test small. Publicize the outcome. Share results with the team, wins and losses. Short debriefs. Transparency turns private shame into organizational learning. Fail quick, learn quicker, move. Post-mortem ritual. Repeat it after every attempt. Short, brutal. 3 questions only. What happened? What's fixed? What's next? Write the answers in 1 line each. Do it within 24 hours. Read them in the next sprint planning. This ritual converts noise into actionable tasks. It removes emotion. It replaces guilt with clarity. That's the key. Examples of short post-mortem entries. What happened? Landing page got 900 visits. Sign-up rate 2.1%. Target 5%. What's fixed? Change headline and CTA. Update hero copy. Simplify form. Next step, run new 7-day test with alternate headline. Budget $150. Discipline in experiments requires stakes. Set internal consequences for ignoring data. If an experiment fails and team ignores the outcome, performance will slip back. The rule is simple. Treat the result as truth. If the data says no, pivot or kill. If the data says yes, scale. No debate, only deadlines. You have a choice. Honor the data. Resistance management. Leaders will fear failure. Teams will avoid risk. Fix culture with simple moves. Celebrate small failures publicly. Share the learning. Reduce the cost of being wrong. Keep experiments small. Reward speed of learning, not only wins. Count the lessons. Count the iterations. Script for announcing an experiment to stakeholders. Running a 7-day landing test for feature X. Hypothesis, 20% conversion lift. Metric, conversion rate. Stop rule. No lift in 7 days. If we hit the metric, we scale. If not, we pivot. Expect a 1-line post-mortem in 24 hours after the end. No debate, only deadlines. When experiments succeed, act fast. Scale quickly. When experiments fail, act faster. Kill, fix, or pivot. Slow reactions waste advantage. Fast reactions multiply it. Fail quick, learn quicker, move. Language matters. Replace "we tried" with "we tested." Replace "it failed" with "the data says no." Replace "we'll revisit" with "next experiment scheduled." It's not about avoiding mistakes. It's about shortening the path between idea and truth. It's not about talent. It's about iteration discipline. That's the key. Final habit. Run 1 cheap experiment this week. Pick a hypothesis. Set 1 metric. Time box it. Publish the plan. Run it. Post the 3-line post-mortem. Do it again. Make experiments habitual. Make discomfort a measure of progress. You have made failure your teacher. You have learned to shorten loops. You have turned discomfort into data. You have a choice. Choose speed over perfection. Choose iteration over inertia. You learn to fail fast and fix faster. Now it's time to manage the single resource that determines how well you execute.
Chapter 7. Energy equals time. Master the day, own the week. Energy is the currency. Time is the ledger. You can buy hours. You cannot buy energy. Protect peak energy. Protect peak energy. Protect peak energy. You have a choice. Most people treat calendars like to-do lists. They do not manage their energy. They fill every slot. The result is shallow work. The result is fatigue. That's the key. It's not about more hours. It's about better energy. It's not about time management. It's about energy discipline. Start with the principle. Do deep work where energy is high. Do shallow work where energy is low. That rule changes output overnight. You have a choice. Use it. prime hour. Claim it. The prime hour is the first focused window after waking. For many, it is morning. For some, it is evening. Find yours. Protect it. Block it. Make it sacred. The prime hour is for your highest leverage work. No meetings, no email, no news, no social. You don't need their permission to protect that hour. Prime hour ritual. 30 to 45 minutes. Exact sequence. Light and water. Stand by a window. Drink 300 to 500 ml water. Expose eyes to daylight for 60 seconds. Movement. 5 minutes of movement. Stretch or a quick walk. Wake the body. One-page plan. One line for today's top priority. One line for the first action. 2 deep breaths. Visualize the success state for that priority. Begin the first 60 to 90-minute deep work block. This ritual prepares mind and body. It sets the tempo. Repeat, protect peak energy. Deep work block template. Block length, 60 to 90 minutes. Goal, single task, measurable outcome. No interruptions. Phone on Do Not Disturb. Calendar red block. End with a 5-minute note, immediate next step. Micro rests, short and strategic. The brain is not a machine. It needs micro breaks. Use structured rests. They reset focus. They restore clarity. Micro rests are not laziness. They are performance tools. Micro rest schedule options. 50-10 rule. 50 minutes work, 10 minutes rest. 90-20 rule. 90 minutes work, 20 minutes rest. 25-5 rule when attention is weak. 25 minutes work, 5 minutes rest. During rest, do low cognitive tasks. Stand, hydrate, breathe. Step outside for 60 seconds. No doom scrolling. No reactive email. Rest with intent. Protect peak energy. Shutdown ritual. End the day with control. The shutdown ritual closes the loop. It prevents work from bleeding into sleep. It protects recovery. It prepares the next day. Shutdown ritual. 20 minutes. Quick review. What moved the needle today? 1 sentence. Energy scoreboard. Record 3 numbers. Sleep, focus, recovery. Plan 1 priority for tomorrow. 1 clear task. 1 boundary. Shut notifications. Turn off work channels. Physically leave the workspace. Repeat the scoreboard each evening. The daily energy scoreboard is your calibration tool. Say it out loud. Record it. Use 3 values. Sleep, hours and sleep quality, 0 to 10. Focus, subjective focus rating today, 0 to 10. Recovery, minutes spent actively recovering, movement, meditation, quality rest. Example entry, sleep 7.0, focus 8, recovery 20. Each night repeat sleep, focus, recovery. 3 numbers, no essay. That's the key. Real-world example. An executive in a scaling company was drowning. Calendar chaos, meetings from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., email waves, deep work disappeared, output dropped. The executive decided to manage energy, not time. He found his prime hour was 7 to 9 a.m. He moved his deep work block there. He instituted micro-rests and a strict shutdown at 6 p.m. He also set 2 hard boundaries: no internal meetings before 10 a.m. and no external calls after 4 p.m. He tracked the energy scoreboard nightly. Results: deep work output rose 3 times, decision speed improved, meetings became shorter, stress fell. The company hit key milestones faster. The change was simple: align tasks to energy. That's the key. You have a choice. Practical timing templates.
Pick one and use it for 14 days. Template A, Morning Launcher for morning people. 6:30, Wake, Water, Light. 6:40, Prime Hour Ritual, 30 to 45 minutes. 7:15, Deep Work Block, 90 minutes. 9 a.m., Micro Rest and Admin. 9:30 to 12 noon, Focus Tasks or shorter blocks. 1300 to 1400, Meetings and Collaboration. 1600, Short Deep Block for critical closes. 1730, Shutdown Ritual. Template B, Split Shift for mixed energy. 7 a.m., Light, Quick Prime, 20 minutes. 7:20, Short Deep Block, 45 to 60 minutes. 10 a.m., Meetings. 1300, Recovery Walk. 1500, Second Deep Block, 60 minutes. 1800, Shutdown Ritual. Template C, Evening Peak for night people. 9 a.m., Morning Simplicity, Light, Hydrate. 10 a.m., Meetings and Admin. 1500, Micro Rest and Low Cognitive Work. 1900, Prime Hour Mini Ritual. 1930, Deep Work Block, 90 minutes. 2230, Shutdown Ritual. Pick a template, test it for 2 weeks, track the scoreboard, adjust. You have a choice. Tactics to protect energy, scripts and tools. Calendar armor. Block prime hours in red. Treat them like external meetings. No reschedule without replacing the block. You don't need their permission. Phone rules. Do not disturb during deep blocks. Important contacts list only. Meeting rules. Set meeting windows. Cluster meetings in specific hours. No meetings outside those hours. That's the key. Nutrition. Simple fueling. Protein and water in the morning. Avoid heavy carbs in the prime hour. Light. Get daylight exposure within 30 minutes of waking to sink energy. Handle interruptions with a script. Can this wait until after my deep block at X? If it's urgent, state the outcome you need and I will prioritize. Short, clear, no debate. You have a choice. Measure and iterate. Use the energy scoreboard every evening for 14 days. Calculate weekly averages. Are focus scores rising? Is recovery increasing? Is sleep stable? If not, change one variable. Move prime hour, add naps, or cut late-night screens. Small changes compound. Language framing. Shift your words. Say, I protect my prime hour instead of I'll try to fit it in. Say, I schedule focus instead of I hope to have time. It's not about willpower, it's about systems. It's not about more time, it's about energy discipline. That's the key. Final practice. This week, do 3 things. 1. Choose and protect a prime hour. 2. Run one 90-minute deep block with no interruptions. 3. Record the energy scoreboard every night for 7 days. Review on Sunday. Make one small change and repeat. You strengthen the engine. You learn to spend energy, not waste time. You have a choice. Choose to protect peak energy. You mastered your energy. Now let's use that energy to create space. Chapter 8. Boundaries Build Freedom. Say no, then win. Say no. Say it clearly. Say it often. No is the beginning of freedom. You have a choice. Use it. Boundaries are not insults. Boundaries are leverage. Boundaries create space. Space creates strength. Repeat it. Space creates strength. That's the key. Most people treat yes as a habit. Yes is their reflex. Yes is easy. Yes feels polite. Yes kills priorities. Yes steals time. Yes produces mediocre work. That's the cost. You have a choice. Stop reflexive yes. This chapter is about getting that space back. It is about protecting your prime time, your energy, and your standards. It is about reclaiming hours and turning them into impact. It is not about being mean. It is about being strategic. It's not about people-pleasing. It's about boundary discipline. You don't need their permission. You have a choice. Start with the truth. Every yes is a trade-off. Say yes to one thing and you say no to another. You cannot do both. Recognize the trade-off. Name the cost. That alone changes decisions. You have a choice. Power principle. Decide what matters, then defend it. Use a rule. If a request does not move a core metric, protect the time and decline. Ask, does this help the priority? If not, it waits. Repeat the question after every ask. You have a choice. Practical rules. Short, apply them now. Hard windows on the calendar. Block time for deep work and billable hours. Color those blocks red. Treat them like external meetings. Do not move them without a new trade-off. You don't need their permission to protect those blocks. Meeting windows only. Cluster meetings into 2 or 3 blocks per week. No meetings outside those windows. Force batching. That reduces context switching and frees entire days. The 10-second no script. Practice this until it is automatic. It takes 10 seconds. Use it when asked to take on work that wastes your time. 10-second no script. Say it, then stop talking. Thank you. I can't take that on right now. My priority this week is priority. If this is urgent, tell me which current task you want me to deprioritize. Short, firm, respectful. No guilt, no argument. You have a choice. The "if it's not X, it's out" rule. Use a single-line policy. If it's not moving, core metric, schedule it for phase 2. Put it in kickoff emails and proposals. Make the rule visible. Make it contractual. That prevents scope creep. The micro no habit. Say no to one low-value ask every day. Start small. The muscle builds quickly. Repeat. Space creates strength. Real example, before and after. Before, a creative professional handled everything. Client calls, revisions, quick fixes. The calendar was full, meetings stacked, billable hours were 15 per week, quality drifted, deadlines slipped, revenue flatlined. After, she set boundaries. She blocked 15 hours per week for billable work. She banned revisions without a brief that tied the change to a conversion metric. She used the 10-second no script. She batched meetings into 2 afternoons per week. Results followed. Meetings cut by 40%. Billable hours rose from 15 to 32 per week. Revision cycles halved. Client satisfaction rose by 35% in 3 months. She charged higher rates because she delivered higher quality. Space created strength. You have a choice. Scripts and responses. Learn them. Use them. When asked for extra work by a client. Happy to help. That falls outside our current scope. I can add it in phase 2 for an additional fee, or we can swap it with item X this week. Which do you prefer? Short, clear, businesslike. To a manager piling on tasks, I'm at capacity this week on priority X. To take this on, I will need to move Y. Which would you like me to deprioritize? Short, tactical, forces trade-off. To a colleague requesting immediate help, I can do that after I complete this focus block at 3 p.m. If it's urgent, tell me the outcome you need so I can prioritize. Short, firm, helpful. Language changes behavior. Replace "I'll try" with "I will not." Replace "I can maybe" with "I will after X." Replace "sorry to be short" with silence. No apology for protecting work. You don't need their permission. You have a choice. Boundaries are enforced with systems. Use these tools. Calendar armor. Block prime time. Make it non-negotiable. Templated responses. Save the 10-second no script as a quick reply. Use it. Scope clause. Standard line in proposals about metric-driven revisions. Weekly audit. Every Friday, list one thing denied and one result gained. Track the wins. Practice plan. 30 days. Short, measurable, brutal. Days 1 to 3. Hard windows. Block 10 to 15 hours and protect them. Say the phrase aloud. No is the beginning of freedom. Repeat it. Days 4 to 10, micro no. Say no to one low-value ask every day. Log it. Track time reclaimed. Days 11 to 20, script practice. Use the 10-second no script in live interactions. Note the reaction, note the outcome. Days 21 to 30, negotiation focus. Convert yes into trade-offs. Track one metric, billable hours or deep work output. Compare before and after. Repeat the reinforcement. Say each night, space creates strength. Say it before every meeting. Say it when tempted to overcommit. You have a choice. Resistance will come. People will be annoyed. Some relationships will strain. That is normal. If a request is value-driven, make a plan and say yes. If it is approval-driven, protect the boundary. You are not responsible for another person's reaction. You are responsible for results. That's the key. Real pushback script. When someone says, "But we need this now," reply, "Understood. The fastest path is to shift X off my list so I can add this. Which item should I deprioritize?" Short, honest, makes the trade-off explicit. Small boundary wins compound. 10 minutes reclaimed each day becomes hours each week. Hours become days each month. Days become weeks each quarter. That is leverage. That is agency. Space creates strength. Final daily habit. Every morning, set one boundary, one line. Stick to it that day. Every evening, log the result. Did the boundary hold? Yes, no. What was the gain? One sentence. Repeat for 30 days. You have a choice. You claimed energy and time earlier. Now claim the permission to guard them. You don't need their permission. You have a choice. You created space. You protected your work. You increased quality and income. Now use that room to build something that compounds. You defended the battlefield. Now let's convert that freedom into leverage through relationships.
Chapter 9. Networks are equity. Build relationships that pay. Relationships are not social currency. They're financial instruments. They compound. They earn interest. You have a choice. Invest or consume. That's the key. Most people network like collectors. They gather names. They chase cards. That's noise. That's shallow. It produces small favors and little leverage. That's the flaw. It's not about schmoozing. It's about discipline. You have a choice. Shift from shallow to strategic. Give first, give often. Core principle. Networks behave like capital. Feed them with value. Reinvest wisely. Let them compound. The math is simple. A single strategic reach-out can become recurring revenue. It does not need to be complex. It needs to be intentional. Real example. A founder cold messaged a product lead at a mid-size company. The initial outreach was not a pitch. It was a one-line insight and a free micro-audit. Saw your onboarding. Quick idea. Reduce steps 1 through 3 and test 2A headline. Can show a mock in 20 minutes. The product lead replied. The founder delivered a 20-minute mock. The product team ran the test. Conversion rose 12% in 2 weeks. The founder was invited to consult on a pilot. That pilot turned into a monthly retainer. 6 months later, the retainer became an exclusive product partnership. Revenue from that single sequence moved the startup from $6K per month to $28K per month recurring. One reach out, 3 touches, strategic value. Give thirst, give often. You have a choice. Tactical rule.
The three-touch rule. It is brutal and simple. Convert a contact into a collaborator in 3 purposeful touches. Touch 1, give value. A short note, 1 clear insight, a concrete micro-deliverable. No ask, no pitch. Purpose, demonstrate competence and intent. Touch 2, amplify value. Follow up with a small ad, a relevant intro, a quick case study, a data point. Again, no hard sell. Purpose, deepen trust. Touch 3, make the ask. After value is demonstrated, ask for the smallest next step. A 15-minute call, a product demo, a pilot. Make the ask easy to accept. That's the key. Cadence template, exact schedule to use. Day 0, touch 1, LinkedIn DM or concise email with 1 insight and 1 micro audit. Day 3, touch 2, follow up delivering a short resource or intro, reference the first touch. Day 7, touch 3, direct ask, 15-minute call to show outcomes and next steps. Week 4, nurture touch, share a relevant result or article, no pitch. Repeat every 6 to 8 weeks for cold prospects who didn't convert. Scripts, use these, short, clear, copy-paste ready. LinkedIn DM, touch 1. Hi name, quick note, looked at company/product. 1 small idea. Trimming step 2 of onboarding could lift activation. Can I share a 20-minute mock? No pitch, just a quick test. Email, touch 1. Subject, 20-minute idea for company. Hi name, saw specific detail. 1 small test that often helps, tweak headline X and reduce form fields to 2. I can show a 20-minute mock and expected impact. No cost, no sales call. Interested? Follow-up, touch 2, after value delivered. Hi name, hope the mock was useful. Quick ad. Here's a similar case where conversion rose 14% from the same change. If you want, can set a 15-minute call to map a pilot. Ask, touch 3. Hi name, if a 15-minute call makes sense, I'm free Tuesday 10 or Thursday 2. We'll map a pilot and the first 30 days. If not, happy this was helpful. Either way, glad to connect. Nurture, week 4. Hi name, thought you'd like this. Short study on onboarding tweaks that improved trial to paid by 9%. No action needed, just sharing. If pilot becomes relevant later, ping me. Rules for value-first outreach. Short list. Be specific. Generic praise is trash. Specific insight gets attention. Use 1 sentence and a micro action. That's the key. Be fast. A micro audit should be 20 minutes of work. Quick deliverables beat long proposals. Be public about results. Share metrics or case studies. Numbers build trust. Test X produced plus 12% conversion communicates faster than adjectives. Be consistent. The 3-touch rule is a habit. Weekly outreach builds a funnel. Weekly 3 purposeful contacts. Repeat it until it scales. Measurement. What to track. Keep it simple. Weekly touch count should be 3 purposeful contacts minimum. Response rate. % of touches that get any reply. Conversion rate. Replies that progress to a meeting. Pilot to retainer rate. % of meetings that convert to paid work. Revenue per converted contact. Target goals for 1 month. Start conservative, then scale. Example targets, 12 touches per month, 3 per week. 25% response rate, 3 replies. 33% conversion to meeting, 1 meeting. 50% pilot to retainer, 0.5 retainer. Small numbers compound. 1 retainer can change the quarter. Weekly process, practice. Monday, pick 3 targets, research 15 minutes each, draft touch 1 messages, send. Wednesday, deliver any promised micro audits, send touch 2 ads. Friday, send touch 3 asks, log outcomes, update the tracker. Sunday night, review. 1-line notes. Who moved forward? Who needs nurturing? You have a choice. Use the weekly habit. Scripts for stewardship once you win. Onboarding email for a new partner. Welcome. First 30-day plan attached. One metric we'll watch. Weekly 15-minute sync. Start date? Date. Monthly report. One slide, what moved. One slide, what's next. One ask, decision by date. Renewal ask. We achieved X. The logical next step is Y. Can we lock a 6-month plan? Boundaries in networking. Do not be everyone's free resource. Give first, but charge where it scales. Free value is a tool, not a trap. Protect your time. You don't need their permission to monetize the relationship. Common mistakes to avoid. Random mass messages. Quality beats quantity. Over-delivering free work without a clear next step. Every free deliverable should end with an easy ask. Waiting for the right time. The right time is created by contact and value. You have a choice. Ritual, weekly outreach habit. 3 purposeful contacts, no exceptions. Repeat the phrase, give first, give often. Repeat it until automatic. Make it part of the Monday morning ritual. That builds the pipeline. That builds equity. Language to repeat. Use it daily. You have a choice. Give first, give often. Networks are equity. You don't need their permission. You moved from collecting names to creating capital. You moved from random networking to a repeatable funnel. You turned outreach into income. You built relationships that pay. You have built equity. Now lock the daily mechanics that turn small wins into a life of results. You scaled the network. Now ritualize your wins.
Chapter 10. The Daily Sum. Ritualize your winning. Big goals are seductive. Big visions are exciting. But they lie. Because your life does not change in a year. It changes in a day. And then another day. And then another. That's the key. The daily sum is the only scoreboard that matters. Not motivation, not promises, not intentions. Results built from small, completed wins. One day, one win. You have a choice. Drift through days and hope momentum appears, or build momentum on purpose. Ritualize it, track it, repeat it. This chapter ties everything together, not as theory, as a system. The Daily Sum Ritual. 7 components, every day, no debate. Mirror check. 1 priority. Identity micro-habit. Decision bet. Energy score. Boundary. Outreach. Simple, not easy. Powerful. Let's break it down. Morning begins with the mirror check. If it's not fixed, it's mine. Own one thing. Fix one thing. That's it. Responsibility is the lever. You pull it daily. Then the filter. 1 priority, 1 boundary. Not 10 tasks, 1. Small list, big outcome. Then the identity proof. Do the thing the best version of you would do. 5 minutes is enough. 1 action that proves the identity shift. It's not about motivation. It's about discipline. Then the decision bet. Binary, measurable, deadline attached. Decide. Then don't argue with the decision. No debate, only deadlines. Midday, protect peak energy. Prime hour guarded. Micro rest inserted. Shutdown ritual planned. Energy over time, always. During the day, enforce 1 strategic no. No is the beginning of freedom. Space creates strength. Before evening ends, 3 purposeful contacts per week. Give first, give often. Networks are equity. All of it lands in one place, the daily sum. 1 day, 1 win. Real example. A mid-level operations manager, burned out, $4,000 in credit card debt, 25 pounds overweight, marriage strained, no time, constant stress. No dramatic reinvention, just the daily sum. Month 1. Mirror check every morning. Stopped blaming workload. Restructured meetings. 1 priority daily.
highest leverage task before email. 5-minute micro habit, 20 push-ups and 10-minute walk. Decision bet, pay $500 toward debt in 30 days. Energy score tracked, sleep, focus, recovery. 1 no per day, declined low-impact meetings. 3 weekly outreach messages, reconnected with past colleagues. Results after 30 days. Meetings reduced by 20%. $600 paid toward debt. £5 lost. 1 freelance consulting project secured from a reconnect. Month 3. Debt down to $2,500. Weight down £12. Consulting income $1,200 monthly recurring. Marriage improved from intentional evening shutdown ritual. Month 6. Debt cleared. Promotion earned due to measurable output increase. Deep work hours doubled. Savings started. Month 12. $18,000 saved. £25 lost and maintained. 2 consulting retainers generating $3,500 monthly. Weekly date night protected. Energy stable. Stress controlled. No magic, no breakthrough moment, just 1 day, 1 win. That's the key. The daily sum compounds because identity compounds, discipline compounds, relationships compound. You have a choice. Now the cement. The 5-minute sum. Every night, non-negotiable. 5 prompts. Fast. Brutally honest. What was owned? What was done? What was learned? What needs fixing? What's next? Write it. Don't think it. Writing locks it in. Example entry. Owned. Avoided hard call until noon. Tomorrow it happens at 9 a.m. Done. Finished priority task before email. Learned. Focus drops after 2 p.m. Move creative work earlier. Fix. Phone stays outside office during deep work. Next. Send proposal draft by 11 a.m. 5 minutes. That's it. 1 day, 1 win. Repeat that phrase until it replaces overwhelm. It's not about talent. It's about discipline. It's not about time. It's about energy. It's not about approval. It's about value. It's not about motivation. It's about decisions. You built responsibility. You cut the noise. You rewired identity. You made bets. You stopped chasing approval. You failed fast. You protected energy. You built boundaries. You invested in networks. Now you ritualize it. Because without ritual, insight fades. Without tracking, discipline weakens. Without repetition, identity collapses. The daily sum prevents collapse. You don't need their permission to win quietly. You don't need applause to execute. You need 1 day handled correctly. That's the key. If today feels small, good. Small is controllable. Control creates confidence. Confidence creates expansion. The scoreboard resets every morning. No guilt, no drama, just execution. 1 day, 1 win. Say it again. 1 day, 1 win. This is how you become your best self. Not someday, today, and tomorrow, and the next. You have a choice. Close this chapter or live it. Tonight, perform the 5-minute sum. Tomorrow morning, start the ritual. 7 components, no excuses. 1 day, 1 win. That is the daily sum. That is the system. That is how success starts with you. This is the moment where things separate, those who study and those who do. Everything in this book reduces to 2 brutal truths: responsibility and ritual. Own the mirror, cut the noise, build the habit, make the decision, protect energy, say no, create your network, measure the daily sum. Do those things every day and the future rearranges itself around that behavior. Now the challenge. For the next 30 days, perform the morning mirror check. Pick 1 non-negotiable priority and complete 1 identity habit before noon. Post results. Tell no one. Prove it to yourself. If that sounds hard, good. That means change is happening. Do it. Start now. Like this video and subscribe to Mindshift Audiobooks for relentless, practical shifts weekly.